Hi guys, James here from Oz Powerbanks. Today we're just going to do an unboxing of a new product that we've just had in. It's the new 72,000 milliamp laptop power bank. Now this power bank is going to charge most laptops. It's got a DC output and also USB-C, and it is also wireless, so you can charge your phones and other wireless devices on it. So this is the 72,000, and we'll get straight into the unboxing of this and go through all the features and specs of this unit. So as mentioned, this is the 72,000, comes packaged in this sort of hard cardboard box. There's a few specs and everything on the back of the box, but all your instructions when you open it up, you get your full set of instructions, how to use your device and all the different functions. The power bank itself comes in a really nice full cover. It's a belt pouch as well, so you can actually put it through if you were carrying this. If it was outdoors or whatever and you wanted to carry it, if you're a photographer or something like that, you can strap this onto a belt. Good durable pouch. Pouch also has a little pocket here at the front. That's quite handy if you're just carrying cables and adapters and stuff like that. The power bank itself just slips out of the sleeve as like so. Also in the package you will get a wall charger. Now with this 72,000 milliamp power bank, there are a couple of ways to charge it. You can use this wall charger, which is DC. This power bank has a DC input. It also charges in via USB-C. So if you've already got wall chargers for USB-C devices, you can use that as well, which is quite convenient. You don't have to have your DC wall charger. Also in the kit you get a USB-C cable, a high transfer USB-C cable to C. This is great for all new laptops or any other USB-C devices, mobile phones that would use USB-C. You also get a USB-C and A to C transfer cable, so that's also useful for certain smaller devices like phones, tablets, things like that. As mentioned, this is also a DC power bank. I'll go into that in a second, but you get a DC. This cable here is your DC to DC. And you get a small set, you get a set of connectors. There are 8 connectors here. You get this in the kit as well. So this will fit most standard laptops. Now there are only 8. If your laptop connector isn't featured here, we have another kit that has 28 connectors. We will add this at the bottom of the page as an add-on product. But this covers most of the common ones like Lenovo's, Dell's and a few others as well, but the specs will be on the page for this. So that's what you get in the box. Now the power bank itself is quite a high capacity power bank. So as mentioned, it's 72,000 milliamps. I'll just get the specs up here. So the watt-hour rating of this device, if you're trying to figure out how long it's going to keep a particular device charged, the watt-hour rating is about 266 watt-hours. Now, on the top of the power bank, I'll just go into the wireless function to start with. On the top of the power bank, you'll see you've got a little round pad here. This is your wireless charging station. So if you're charging a phone, for example, all you do is sit your phone on here, hold the power button for a second just to activate power, and you'll see within a couple of seconds the phone starts to charge. Obviously you can charge your phone via the USB ports as well on the power bank if you need to. This power function here, if you can see this, there are two little LED displays here. This one here is your power. So at the moment it's telling me it's got 2 bars out of 4, so it's about 50% capacity. So you can press this at any stage to see exactly where it's at. This other one here on the other side, this is for your DC output. This is your adjuster for DC. As mentioned, the DC output, you can change from, you can start at 12 volt, you've got a 12 volt output, you've got a 16.5 volt output, you've got a 20 volt output, and you've also got a 24 volt output. Most laptops, old laptops that aren't USB-C, that use DC outputs, they're usually around 20 volts. If you've got a Surface Pro, for example, that's 16. So you could charge a Surface Pro on this. We will have the cables again on the page that you can add on if you have a Surface Pro. But if you've got a standard laptop, you would set to 20 volts with a DC connector. Also another handy feature on here as well, with the 24 volt option on here. A lot of new CPAP machines that we're seeing coming on the market with all the bells and whistles and everything, going up slightly in voltage. Most were 12, a few years ago, most of them were charging via 12 volts. Now we're seeing they're including heaters and humidifiers and all this sort of stuff. And some are needing a higher voltage requirement. So that 24 volts is really, really useful. You can use this for CPAP machines as well. You just have to find the right connector. As mentioned, we will have those on the page. You just figure out what connector goes into your CPAP machine, or send us an email and we can definitely match up a connector for you. So I'm just going to get into the connectors at the front. As mentioned, this has a 12 volt output, so it's got a cigarette lighter adapter here. So this will do 12 volt at 15 amps. So if you've got any devices that have that cigarette lighter charging connector, you can plug straight in here. You also have two banks of ports here. I'll just open both. You have a high transfer USB here for fast charging smaller devices. You've also got a USB-C port, and you've got a 60 watt USB-C port. Now this 60 watt USB-C port will charge most devices. I've got a MacBook Pro here, 16 inch, and I'm going to show you that charging in a second. The charger for my MacBook Pro is a 95 watt wall charger, but it will charge at 60 watts as well. It might be slightly slower than charging via the 95 wall charger, but you will still get it charged. And this is your DC output. So again, if you've got older laptops that are DC, this is the port that you're going to use. I'm just going to, for the video, we're just going to set up a couple of devices. So you could have this on your desk if you weren't near power, or if the power was out or whatever in emergencies. We'll just start charging the phone. I'm also going to bring a laptop into play here. So we're just going to use, this is a MacBook Pro. All the new MacBooks are using USB-C. So we could have, there we go, you can just hear it dinging there, and it's saying charging. So I've got my phone, I've got my laptop. I could also have a tablet hooked in here. I could have two laptops if I wanted it. If I had another laptop, I could plug it into that USB-C. Alternatively, if you have an old Dell, Lenovo, Toshiba, it's DC, you could have two running at the same time. Obviously, you're going to run the battery down quicker with two laptops, but you do have the option. So it's quite a capable power bank, and at 266 watt hours, it is going to give you a fair bit of charge. For example, if this particular power bank being 72,000 milliamps, I'm probably going to charge this MacBook Pro, this 16 inch, 4, maybe 5 times from this power bank. Yeah, the phone is just probably endless charges. You're going to get a lot of charges for your phone. Not endless, but you will get a lot of charges. So that's pretty much the features of the power bank. Now, it is a rugged outdoor unit. So if you look at the casing on it, you'll see the side, it's got non-slip sort of covers on the side, so it gives you really, really good grip. So ideal if you're somebody that is going outdoors, camping, hiking, you want to bring a good, reliable, large power source with you. It's going to take, it's not going to, if your hands are wet or dirty or whatever, you've got a good grip on that. It's not going to slip. It's not made of, all the surface too is coated in like a hard rubberized plastic, so it's quite durable. One other feature I forgot to mention on the front of it, it does have an emergency light. So on the front, you have a flashlight. You've also got a red beacon mode. And to activate it, it's simple. All you need to do is back to the power switch on the side. If you just hold your finger on here for a second, you'll see the red comes on. And I'm just going to double tap, and I've got the white. And I've also got a lower white mode. So this could be quite useful if you were in a tent or a camp situation. You could hang the power bank up. You could just leave it on a bench, and it would be like, you could use it as a lantern. One other thing I forgot to mention, with the DC, on the other side of the power, this other bank of LEDs over here, this is how you change your DC. So changing between voltage is quite easy. So once you set your laptop up in here into the DC output, all you do is select, you just double tap this and it will select, it will change the voltage. So starting at 12 volts for 12 volt devices, 16.5 volt for say your MacBook or your Surface Pros, you just set it to that. 20 volt for larger laptops, and obviously 24 volt if you've got a bigger device like a CPAP machine. So the changing the voltage is quite easy. Most devices you'll find if it won't allow you to go into a higher voltage, you'll find it just switches itself off. So if it's Surface Pro, for example, or Surface Pro that needs 16 volts, if you try to go into 20, it just won't go in there for you. So that's the 72,000 milliamp laptop power bank. Great little power bank to keep at home in emergencies. Obviously a good outdoor one as well if you're camping, hiking. If you're somebody that is relying on a CPAP machine, you will get a nice sort of charge runtime out of something like this, and you'll be able to charge phones and stuff. So it's a great little one to add to your camping emergency pack. If you have any questions or queries in regards to this power bank, please leave in the comments below and we'll try to answer to the best of our ability. This will be available on the website. All the links to the different cables and stuff, as I mentioned, will be on the page. If you have a specific requirement for it, just send us an email. We can match you up with cables for your device. So yeah, that is the 72,000 milliamp power bank.